Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 27th of April. So starting looking at euro dollar, and well, there's did a reasonable reversal on Friday in the end. It broke below some sort of key lows there, but found a bit of support on some of the other time frames. At the moment, well, it's heading toward, it was heading back towards its daily 21. Now there may be a few things that may spoil it here. Let me just get rid of this predicted, let's hide that up. You don't want to see a projected weekly pivot. There we go, closer. So it's already through its weekly pivot. It has, on the shorter time frames, got a little bit overbought where it is. It has run into its 4-hourly 50. Question now, of course, is will it come back towards its daily pivots and etc.? Is this just a bit of excitement through the Asian session? Well, we'll see. What I would imagine is it will certainly slow down for a short while here, but has put a sort of a bearish signal back into that daily R1 there. But we'll see how it moves out. At the moment, of course, it looks with the higher lows, etc., like it may continue through. I'm really looking at probably a trend line, even maybe a break that daily 60-minute 8 moving average. See if it starts breaking through that. May see us get a signal that it's going to roll over a little bit more. Okay, so as I say, looking okay at the moment, but seems to I never like this when they've overstretched themselves through the Asian session. But there is a overall feeling of optimism apparently, well, that's what it said on my news service. I'm not quite so optimistic myself, but there we are. Perhaps everyone else is optimistic. Anyway, the pound, well, the optimism's run through into the pound as well, and looks like it's running up towards its daily 50 as I speak. I don't know why some people are quite so optimistic about the pound, because the optimism is shown on the basis that some countries are working out the plans clearly and obviously passing those plans to their unwinding of the lockdowns is going to be. In the UK, we haven't really had any plans passed on at the moment, which may mean this is just a little bit early. Well, pivot wise, well, daily pivot's already been hit. If this is pure optimism and we're going to see something more, maybe a retracement as with the euro, they may both give us a retrace to continue in those long sides, but I do question things. Actually, sorry, daily pivot's down here, hasn't been hit. It was weekly, it's been hit. I do question whether we'll see these continue flying off this morning, but again, any sort of breakdown of that, maybe at that 60-minute 8, could see a bigger correction back towards the 60-50 and maybe the daily pivot there, but extremely where it has at the moment, so it may get another pop up there, give us a divergence or a move back towards the upper parts of the bodies there at 24.42 sort of area. We'll see, but I'm not so optimistic about these really continuing too far, but I shall wait and see what it does. The yen is starting to break out. Last week we set in such a tight range, it's broken out of that range to a degree. Looks like it's going to retest the monthly pivot potentially, or air kiss it again. Maybe it will actually test it and run through. Bank of Japan has said they will buy bonds more actively. Reiterates the stance that it will add to easing without hesitation. So there you go, it's going to do whatever is needed to help the economy there. I mean, last week it was just really, you see on this 4-hourly, just a sideways mess. Maybe it will continue to the downside, as I said, towards that monthly pivot, maybe to around about that 106.84 area, but I'm not overly convinced it will run a long way further at the moment, but we'll see how these European markets take to the news. Okay, so it's already down into its daily S2, because as I say, it could continue through with the sort of fact that they're going to just continue pumping money in there, but let's see what happens. Aussie dollar then. Aussie dollar, full of the joys of spring here as well. Friday managed a slight up day there, so we've had, we're into the fourth at the moment, pushing up. I was a little bit more optimistic with the Aussie last week, and well, we're seeing this running through. Has got a weekly pivot to be touched below if it does start rolling over, but at the moment it almost looks like it's drawing up towards that 4-hourly 500. It's broken those prior highs there, maybe even a little retest of that could give the opportunity of a move, then a shove back up. But okay, it's extremed here as well, so again this market just watching. If it pulls back to its 60-minute 8, it may just get a bounce off that, or it may just carry on going at the moment. So looking continuation-y, Canadian dollar inside bar on Friday. Whether we'll get much more of that than that today, we'll see. Sold off a little bit on the 4-hourly here since through the Asian session. The dollar's a bit of general dollar weakening across there. Okay, so it's through its daily pivot here, heading at the moment towards its S1. There may be a bit of sort of actually it might be, if it's draw a trend line across the lows here, might not be too far off that trend line, so just watch for that. May get a bounce off that. As I say, it's not really an intraday trade to me. To swing wise, don't even really like it on the swing side at this stage here. Can't really tell too much from this time frame. Maybe looking up the time frames here, it could roll over back towards those lows, so may see a bit more downside potential there. Looking elsewhere then, oil of course is a key factor into these markets at the moment to see the days of joy. Well, we're seeing a bit of a sell back on this at this stage. I'm not overly surprised. I was looking and waiting. I did want to get in on Friday, and I was talking about maybe getting in today. Well, I'm not going to get it back into it today either, so I'm waiting on oil at the moment. Does have a weekly pivot down at 1290 there. It might provide it some support, but just don't really want to catch the knife here. Again, a bit of extreme, so any retracements might be met with another shove down there. Okay, S&Ps finally to close off with, as we've seen the joys of spring. Well, they're not on the shorter time showing too much of that. Friday ended up a good positive bar, not quite a bullish engulfing, but good solid bar all the same. And in this sort of third wave move here, I was wondering on Friday when I looked at initially whether we were just going to see this continue to roll over. Well, that never happened. And we've instead seen this sort of wave upwards to back towards those prior highs there. Whoops, badly drawn line, but well, we'll see what happens this morning. But we do have at least a weekly there, maybe even the daily pivot and the weekly daily pivot's down there as well, I believe. So just watching down that sort of way there for maybe it'll roll over, but sitting there comfortably on that 60-minute 8 at the moment, which has been okay for now. Right, that's pretty much it. News-wise, I was going to normally mention at the beginning, but bearing in mind it's all out. It's only the Bank of Japan reporting today. There's no other significant news unless we see anything on the coronavirus. So I wish you a great day, and I will speak to you in the morning. Bye for now.